I'm currently standing in Spokane's own Japanese garden, which was originally opened in 1974 to represent the relationship between Spokane and its sister city, Nishinomiya, Japan. My name is Jake Webley, and I'm currently standing in front of Fourth Memorial Church, where they're set to have a wonderful Easter Day celebration. According to the Consumer Price Index, the price of eggs has gone up by 60% within the last year. GUTV reporter Sophie Otto spent some time with our Senior of the Week. And Sophie, who's this mysterious senior? Last night, a student from Gonzaga University had to call the police when a man attempted to break into her apartment. She reported that the man was banging on her door and trying to break through the window. The Sister City Association of Spokane has multiple cities around the world, including Cagli, Italy, Limerick, Ireland, and of course, Nishinomiya, Japan. Alumni are a constant reminder to GUTV students of what they can accomplish once they leave the studio. And this week's alumni sets the bar high by still contributing his time to our program. With the winter season coming to an end, many homeowners are wondering how to make their grass a little greener. The end to the bracket season is always bittersweet. Though there will not be any college basketball until next season, we can now crown our champions of this year's bracketology. With the semester coming to an end, we ask our graduating seniors what they'll miss most about college. You know what they say, April showers bring May flowers. If you don't know me, my name is Jake Webley, and besides being a GUTV student, I am also a part of the Gonzaga cheer squad here at GU, and I am excited to share with you today my experience about being on the road with the Zags. And as y'all know, the first stop for the mighty Bulldogs during March Madness was Portland, Oregon. On Tuesday, we left Gonzaga around 3 and were dropped off at an airport where we boarded a private plane. Once we landed, we took the bus to the Nines Hotel in downtown Portland where we would stay for the remainder of the trip. The following morning, I attended class through Zoom in a Portland Starbucks with some teammates and a few band members. Just because we're traveling doesn't mean we get to skip class. In the afternoon, the players, the band, and the cheerleaders got to check out the empty Moda Arena and get familiar with the space. While the basketball players practiced their shots, we got to practice our stunts and tumbling on our side of the court. When we got back to the hotel, we warmed up all of our timeout routines in an empty ballroom, getting hyped to finally see March Madness in action. The next day, before we headed to the arena, we attended an alumni event at the Left Bank Annex, where we interacted with Zag fans from all generations. After some quick cheers, we headed to the arena for the first game of March Madness. When we finally got there, we were brought to our practice space, which we shared with all the other cheer teams that were there for the day, and warmed up one last time. Heading to our side of the court was both exciting and intense, with lights and sounds coming from all angles, which only got crazier as the game progressed. 2 hours later, the Zags took the dub against Georgia State, and we were on to the second round. March 19th was round 2 for the Zags, but before we could leave, we had to pack everything up and load it onto the bus because once the game was over, our flight was directly after. We loaded up the bus, attended another quick alumni event, and finally headed to the Moda Arena for the second time. I have to say, being up close for these games is indescribable, and it's incredible to perform in front of our fellow Zag fans. I promise you, we'll do everything we can to keep the energy up, whether that be at home in the kennel or in a different state. 2 hours and a lot of screaming later, the Zags won and progressed on to the Sweet 16. We loaded onto the bus, onto a plane, and we finally made it home around 1:30 on Sunday morning. This trip to Portland was unforgettable, and it's hard to believe that I leave once again on Tuesday to San Francisco to cheer in the Chase Arena. With GUTV and Zag Cheer, I'm Jake Webley.
Definitely in the mornings, it's pretty popular. I think that this day and age kids tend to go to whatever they can access through their phone versus having to worry about coming in and waiting.
Arctos Coffee, a local Spokane cafe, has been on the Joe Coffee app for a while now and finds that the app has brought more business from customers who are used to the order ahead luxury that Starbucks provides.
I would much rather really quickly get on my phone, take care of it, and not have to worry about it, versus having to estimate my time of going into a coffee shop and ordering coffee. Whenever I'm on a rush or it's a travel day, I'm much more likely to go to Starbucks because there's an app that is offered. So I think that that's great. I've been a barista for 10 years, and this is the first shop that a locally owned shop that I know that's have it, and it seems to be pretty successful for them.
Many students find the Joe Coffee app enticing due to the offers and deals the app provides that are redeemable at their favorite local coffee shops.
I first learned about the Joe Coffee app through a friend, and I just heard that there were many great deals on it, and I've been using it ever since.
Beyond discounts, the app promotes local businesses to app users, giving more spotlight to beloved community coffee shops.
So the discounts provide kind of an opportunity to get into these smaller local coffee shops and give them opportunity to compete with bigger chains such as Starbucks.
Another shop that has adapted well to the new wave of business from the Joe Coffee app is the Thomas Hammer in Jepson Center.
Yeah, I would say it's successful. It brings a lot more recognition to the Thomas Hammer, especially since we're just in this little corner in the business building. Like a lot of students, especially freshmen, like they'll come in and be like, oh, I've never been to Thomas Hammer before. I didn't even know this was here. So I feel like since they can see it on the Joe app and they're like, oh, that's on campus, then they can come in and order through the Joe app, and it just kind of brings more business and more customers in.
The app does bring in more customers and can create an added rush for baristas, but Isabel shares that it's manageable with a team.
So there's one person that's on register, one person that does like the Joe orders, and then the other person is on bar, which means like they're making the espresso and putting the drinks together and whatnot. So there's usually 3 of us working, which actually ends up working out really well.